Okay, so today I'd like to go ahead and show you how to generate a frequency distribution for a particular variable within SPSS. So as you can see here, I've already gone ahead and opened up the program, and I have opened the ANES dataset. You can see that up here at the top. So today, to illustrate this, I actually want to go down here a little ways to this variable called educyear. As we can see here in this column, the variable name is educyr, and then coming over a little ways to the variable label column, we can see that this is the highest grade of school or year of college that was completed by the respondent. So to generate the frequency distribution, it's really simple. All we have to do is go up to the file bar and select Analyze, go down to Descriptive Statistics, and select Frequencies. So it's going to give me this dialog box asking me to select which variables I want to see frequencies for. But you'll notice that it's actually not showing me variable names, it's showing me variable labels, and this is going to be kind of difficult to work with. Fortunately, this is a really easy fix. Let's actually go ahead and cancel this real quick. We're going to change some options. So if you go up here to Edit on the file bar and go down to Options, you're going to get a box that's going to look pretty similar to this. And as you can see right now for variable lists, it's actually telling us that it's displaying labels, and we want to go ahead and change that to display variable names. And also down here it's going to show us how the variables are sorted, that is, what order do they appear. Right now it's whatever way they appear in the file, and that to me is kind of inconvenient. I actually want to go ahead and have it display them alphabetically. So let's go ahead and click OK. And now let's try this again. So again, our variable that we want to look at is educyear. So we're going to go up once more to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then to Frequencies. That's much better. So now, as you can see, we have these variable names instead of the variable labels all appearing here in an alphabetical fashion. So all I have to do now is scroll down. Oh, there it is, educyear. So I'm actually going to go ahead and click that over here. There's some different options that we can look at for this variable, and we'll get to some of those later on. But for now, let's just go ahead and click OK and see the frequency distribution for this variable. So you'll notice that it automatically switches to my output window instead of my variable and data view window. And it gives me two tables. This simply tells me how many of the cases were valid and how many have missing data. And then this is actually what we're interested in. This is our frequency distribution. So you can see here that for people who have 1 year of education, there was one of those people. And the percentage on that was 0.1, the valid percentage was 0.1. And then of course, cumulative percentage is 0.1. So obviously the frequency is pretty self-explanatory. That's just how many people responded in a given category. The percentage column is the percentage of those people within a category that responded out of everybody, and that includes the missing. So actually what we want to look at in most cases is this valid percent column. And basically what this does when calculating the percentages is that it goes ahead and excludes the missing categories. So in this case, the difference would be we have 1,210 valid cases. So the valid percentage would say, what is 23 divided by 1,210, as opposed to the regular percentage column, which would say what is any of these frequencies divided by 1,212. Why is this important? Because we don't know anything about the missing data, so generally we're going to go ahead and just look at the valid percentages. And also we've talked quite a bit in the other lectures, in the lecture notes and such, about this cumulative percentage. But just as a refresher, for example, we know that if we look here at this 11 years of education, we can see that 45 people responded, that's how many years of education they have. So that's 3.7% of the valid responses. And then 11.7% tells us that everybody has 11 years of education or less. Or for example, we can look over here at 15 years of education, we can see that 67.4% of our sample has 15 years of education or less. So that's how we do frequency distributions in SPSS.